My mother-in-law just got a so we got her.
It's my turn to take a mitzvah moment. So if you're working on the phones, please, I'm sorry that I'm interrupting you at this time. I hope you can continue without hearing my voice. I'm Rabbi Scheff at the Orangetown Jewish Center. I want to thank everybody for coming out today to volunteer. So the mitzvah moment for today that I brought to you is actually right out of a children's book called God's Mailbox by Rabbi Mark Gelman. And some of you might be familiar with some of these stories. I actually shared this story this past Shabbat on Friday night with our community in relation to the giving of the Ten Commandments and in relation to the mitzvot that come from God following the Ten Commandments. So you can imagine a group of people coming out of slavery, not having much in their lives, only worrying about what they're going to eat the next day, and what they're going to clothe themselves with, and where they're going to camp out, where they're going to find security. The last thing that they're probably thinking about is what they can give to other people. And unfortunately, that's the nature of our lives, that when we are in need, when we are feeling insecure, the last thing that we're thinking about is what we can do for others. And so the Torah comes to remind us, the Ten Commandments come to remind us, and the mishpatim, the rules and the laws that follow come to remind us that at a certain point in time we have to stop simply thinking about ourselves. In this week's parasha, there's one commandment in particular that talks about the fact that we can go ahead and we can plant and we can reap the harvest of our fields for 6 years, but in the 7th year, the land has to lie fallow. Other people in need have to be able to come along and to collect for themselves. So there's a beautiful midrash that Rabbi Mark Gelman wrote about the giving of the Ten Commandments, and he imagines that there weren't just 10 commandments given, but there were in fact 15 commandments. Moses could only carry the first 10. Some of you might have seen History of the World, Part 2, and of course Mel Brooks, he drops one of the tablets, one of the 3 tablets, so we go from 15 to 10. But in the imagination of Rabbi Gelman, he sees a time where Moses runs out of stone on which to write. It's too much for him to carry. God says, write the next 5 on your sleeve. And so Moses takes a quill and starts writing the next 5 commandments on his sleeve. And one of those commandments says, share your stuff. Just share your stuff. God starts going on and saying, imagine those people who simply don't know how to give of themselves. Imagine what the world might look like if people learn how to share what they have, how to look out for people who have less, that people who have more should share with people who are less fortunate. People who don't know how to ask can receive without having to ask. People who are too broken or too sick to be able to reach out, have others coming to reach out to them. If that is the kind of society that we create, then truly we will be a society that draws closer to God. And so very simply, the 11th commandment that God gives Moshe is simply share your stuff. I wanted to share in this context today in particular because of all the young people working here today. And it is a real credit to the parents and to the grandparents who raise young people conscious of the fact they need to share their stuff. In fact, when Moses comes down from Mount Sinai with those commandments written on his sleeve, his wife isn't aware that what's written there. She throws his shirt into the laundry, and the commandments are gone. And Moses says, how am I going to ever teach the children of Israel these commandments that were once on my sleeve? God simply says, tell the children to ask their parents. If our children ask our parents how we can be better in the world, and the parents' response is, share your stuff. When you have enough for yourself, find out ways in which you can give of yourself to other people, then we will create a better world. And that's what we're doing here today. We're looking out for the people who can't ask for themselves. We're looking out for the people who are too broken, perhaps, to ask for themselves. We're looking out for the people who have plenty and who have the opportunity to make a difference by growing hearts and growing minds and growing a society where justice is really something to be pursued, and where kindness is something that is offered freely, and where those in need are taken care of by those who have the ability to give care. I want to thank all of you for your service today. I hope you go on to more acts of kindness and tzedakah, and that you are able to inspire other people to share their stuff. Thank you, everybody.